From a couple that married naked in front of 250 guests to a bride and groom who tied the knot inside a 120,000-gallon shark tank, we take a look through 10 of the most unusual weddings ever. Number 10. Naked wedding. The couple who decided to get married with no clothes in front of 250 guests. Ellie Barton and Phil Hendicott decided to spend their wedding day in their birthday suits. The pair of Aussie exhibitionists exchanged vows in front of 250 guests, wearing nothing more than their wedding rings and a bouquet of strategically placed roses. Mrs. Ellie Hendicott wore a white painted-on dress, while Phil Hendicott wore nothing but a black top hat to cover his manhood. The wedding ceremony was conducted in the morning, live on FM radio to hundreds of thousands of Australian listeners. Number 9. Department store wedding. This couple decided that they would do things differently and get married at a department store. The couple from Mount Pleasant, Michigan, regarded TJ Maxx as one of their perfect spots to shop and decided that they would say their vows in the shoe section at the retailer. Yes, the store was open at the time, and yes, there were random shoppers involved in the wedding. No details were mentioned if they received a discount on bridal supplies, but chances are they most likely saved a lot on the wedding cake and decorations. Number 8. Scuba dive wedding. Daniel and Lindsay decided to get married underwater. They wore scuba gear as they braved the chilly waters. Lindsay donned her original wedding dress and Daniel a traditional black and white tuxedo as they literally took the plunge. The event was not without its amusing moments as Lindsay's veil came off in her descent to the ruins tank and then she had to learn how to elegantly walk underwater. Number 7. Bungee jump wedding. The couple who got married on a bungee jump platform and obviously jumped after saying I do. Jerwin and Sandra Kippers of Brussels, Belgium, were lifted on a platform by a crane up to 160 feet in the air for their wedding ceremony. They were joined by the officiant and about 20 guests. Another platform held the musicians. After the vows, they made it official by bungee jumping over the side. The company behind the nutty nuptials, Marriage in the Sky, have been inundated with requests from couples desperate to fling themselves off the end of the aisle. Number 6. Zombie wedding. A couple dressed as the undead tied the knot in what was most likely the UK's first zombie-themed wedding. Horror fans Jennifer Jones and Rob Blackmore shuffled down the aisle after being transformed into flesh-eating creatures normally found in Hollywood movies. The couple from Stockbridge in Liverpool were able to take part in their dream wedding after winning a competition to mark the release of a new zombie computer game, Dead Island Riptide. Number 5. World record wedding. The Chinese bride who wore a 200-meter-long dress to set a world record. A bride from Guangzhou, China, set the world's longest bridal train record at 219 yards. The Chinese bride accented her gown with a train that was over 600 feet long and weighed over 220 pounds. Qi Huan had photos taken in front of a hotel in Guangzhou, the capital of Guangdong province, on her special day. According to Guinness, the longest wedding dress train measured a much longer 1,362 meters. Number 4. Superhero wedding. Sharin Weatherwell always dreamt of being Wonder Woman, or maybe her husband always thought that Batman should be married to a female superhero. Or maybe the couple just wanted a larger-than-life ceremony and wanted to embarrass all their relatives by having them dress up as superheroes. Whatever it was, that's exactly what they received when the England couple got married. The families of the couple even went along with the theme, dressing as the Incredibles, Lara Croft, and even Iron Man. Number 3. 110 bridesmaid wedding. One bride from Proctorville, Ohio, broke a Guinness World Record with more than 100 bridesmaids at her 2010 wedding. Jill Stapleton, who owns Jill's Tumble World, a dance school, asked her students, all 110 of them, to be her bridesmaids and walk down the aisle at her wedding. The bride asked each girl to choose her own dress for the wedding in either purple or teal, the school's colors. In lieu of bridesmaid bouquets, each bridesmaid carried a single rose. The previous record for the most bridesmaids in a wedding was just 90. Number 2. Morgue wedding. A heartbroken mother decided to marry her murdered fiancé in a hospital morgue. Irish father of 2, Kevin Lavelle, aged 29, was viciously battered with an iron bar in a gruesome gang attack while working away from home to raise money for his wedding to fiancée Michelle Thomas. The caring dad was attacked by 9 aggressive thugs and beaten to death as he returned to his lodgings in Banbury, Oxfordshire. But even death could not keep him and Michelle apart. Number 1. Shark Tank wedding. April Pignataro and Michael Curry of New York City got married in June 2010. The bride wore a white wetsuit and the groom wore a traditional black wetsuit as they climbed inside a 120,000-gallon shark tank to take their vows at Atlantis Marine World in Riverhead, New York. Both are experienced divers and were protected by a cage as sand sharks and nurse sharks circled around them. They wore scuba gear and mics that broadcasted their words to each other as well as to friends and family. They said their I do's over a radio transmitter, with an officiant who, for some reason, did not get in the tank with them.